What's going on, everybody? It's time for the Footcast. All right, so this podcast, we're going to be talking about football, and I am being joined with the one and only Wyatt Kidwell.
What's up, guys?
From you can find him over at
The Kidwell Show.
the Kidwell Show. I definitely did not forget the name of it.
No,
You can find him
it's
over at the
not you
Kidwell
wrong.
Show. It's on YouTube, and it's ran out of Instagram.
Yep, yep,
14's Ministries.
yeah. It's based off 14. So we have a little bit of a political segment. We have sports. We have a little bit of religion, and then also we have potentially some more cool stuff coming. So yeah.
Yeah. So since it's the football talk podcast, we will not be talking about that. All right, so let's get right into it. First topic, the Russell Wilson trade. What do you think?
Oh man, I don't know. I wasn't expecting this trade to actually happen. I was looking at when before Rogers got his deal, I saw some articles saying that, yeah, potentially he would be traded. But I didn't think the Broncos, and I think the Broncos got a steal. I mean, all they gave away was Locke and a couple of draft picks. I think that's right. Uh,
So the whole trade was Drew Lock, Noah Fant, Shelby Harris, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and a 5th-round pick for Wilson and a 4th-round pick.
yeah, I think it's a steal, to be honest. I mean, Denver already knew they needed a quarterback, and why not? Why risk drafting a quarterback, right? That you don't know really if he's going to make it. I mean, we've seen a lot of rookie quarterbacks in the past 2 years get drafted, and they're not really do a whole lot. The only person that's done anything really is Mac Jones. So I think they bypassed it and getting a Super Bowl caliber quarterback in Russell Wilson. I mean, yeah, you can harp on like his past couple seasons, but I mean, he has had a lot of injuries on his team, and I think they got the steal. I mean, looking at his stats since 2017, he's had 25 touchdowns per season or more. Last season, 2020, had 40. I mean, it's gonna be weird seeing Wilson in Denver, no doubt. But I think Denver definitely got a steal from it. I mean, yeah, they gave a lot of draft picks, but they also bypassed drafting a quarterback that might not suit them, like they have done with Locke and a couple of other quarterbacks after Peyton Manning. Like after they lost him, this has kind of been a downward spiral. So I think they got away with a really good trade, to be honest.
Yeah, so this year's quarterback class is not anything special. I think the best quarterback played for Liberty, which is a very small school.
Yeah.
Malik Willis, I think he's the best quarterback in this class, from what I've heard. But even he's not gonna come in and be good. He has a lot of upside, but that might take a couple years. And
Yeah.
I just think that the Bengals don't really have. I mean, the Broncos don't really have a couple years
Mhm.
because
With their talent, I mean, they're just
yeah,
wasting.
yeah.
Judy, yeah, no,
I
just
mean,
wasting.
I think they definitely just robbed the Seahawks.
They did.
They
The
so
Seahawks got nobody.
the Seahawks traded Jamal Adams for 2 first-round picks, and then they basically just got those two. They got 2 first-round picks back in this trade, so they basically just did that and got those 2 picks back. So they could have avoided all of this, but not even traded for Jamal Adams. So
Oh man, yeah, I think Denver got away with it, and I think it's gonna pay off. I think Russell Wilson will fit in the
yeah,
environment.
I mean, you see with Matt Stafford
Mm,
coming
yes,
to the Rams, they won a Super Bowl.
and they surrounded
So
them with talent. The
yeah, and
Seahawks hasn't surrounded them with talent in a long
no
time.
one's talking about all the picks that they sent to the Lions because they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. So
So I don't know. I
success
think
is
it's going to
measured
work
by
out great for the Broncos.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. And I mean, I don't necessarily say they're going to make Super Bowl. I think they have a potential of making playoffs, maybe. I mean, with Russell Wilson's caliber, but I mean, I don't know if I'd go so far to say Super Bowl.
It's
Like Matt
possible.
Stafford, I mean, it's possible, but I mean, I don't think Denver has as much talent as LA surrounded Matt with. So, I mean, I think they would definitely make playoffs this year. I mean,
Yeah, I mean they
people
have a lot to work on.
they do, yeah. So, but I don't know. I think Denver got away with it.
Yeah, but the offense is like stacked.
It's true, but
But
didn't
the defense isn't really. I mean,
yeah.
they might get Von Miller back, which I don't know what I've
Um,
heard.
maybe. Yeah. There's some people. Some I think ESPN reporters were saying potentially the Cowboys. We put a bid on them, but I don't know if that's gonna. Nowadays,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
see.
if he moves away from the Rams, it's going to be the Broncos.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know why you would want to leave LA. I mean,
yeah.
unless you wanted more money and
I
they
mean, I
didn't.
think he likes the Broncos.
That's true. I mean, he got drafted there, so
Yeah,
that's that's fair. I
yeah.
understand.
And then with our next topic, yesterday evening, I came out of church and I looked at my phone and I saw Tom Brady officially comes out of retirement after 2 months. He decides that he doesn't want to spend any time with his family and he comes out of retirement. And he's going to go back to the Buccaneers. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, I had the same thing. I got out of church service, and one of my coworkers sent me a picture like Tom Brady comes back, and I was like, "Bro, you kidding?" He said, "No, this is real," and I'm like, "I." That's the best news I've had in the football realm in the past 2 weeks. I mean, I'm not a Brady fan. I'm a Brady supporter. Like, I don't have a Brady jersey. There is maybe potentially a picture of me in a Brady shirt, but no one knows about that. That's
Good for me.
hypothetically.
It happened.
um, but I'm on the Super Bowl Tom Brady number 8 train. Now I'm on that train. I mean, yeah, I'm Cowboys fan, but honestly, I mean, Cowboys. I mean, really, I don't know if we're going to make it to the Super Bowl. So that's usually what happens with me. Like, our team falls off in like the first round if we make it to the first round, and then I'm on the Brady train. So I'm excited for it. I mean, it makes sense though. He's healthy than most players. I mean, he's what going on 45, I think,
Yeah.
something like that. And I mean,
Yeah.
his wife's always out of town, so go home. She's not there. His kids are growing up. They're probably out with their friends, high school friends, and stuff like that. So he's just like left alone. Like, hello, anyone want to hang out? Or, but everyone's gone. So I mean, I get it. I mean, the dude's healthy. Why not come back? Why not do the thing that you love? Um, and I mean, when you look at the conference, I mean, Dallas always falls out, and all these other quarterbacks are leaving. Or, I mean, what's the real threat here? I mean, I think it's a smart move. I mean, if he wants number 8, this is definitely the time to do it. I mean, because
Mhm.
all the I mean, your biggest threat, I'd say, would be Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. That's the only thing that I would say is a massive threat, and the Rams. But I mean, the Packers always seem to fall out in the second round or something. And with the contract that Aaron Rodgers got, they're having to ship out players because they can't afford everybody. So that leaves him pretty much defenseless. So all Tom Brady has to worry about right now is the Rams. And with him exiting the playoffs early, he's going to have vengeance and he's going to want to take out the Rams. So, I mean, I'd say playoffs would probably be Rams and Brady going up against each other again, whether it's first round or whatever. I don't know, but I think it's a smart move because I mean, under Stafford and Rodgers, I'd say your next threat would be Dak. And I don't know how well we're going to do this season because it seems like we're losing everybody, or at least some key factors. So I think it's a smart move to come back to win an 8. And I don't know what's left on his contract. I don't know if he has 1 year or 2 more years, but I think he can get 10. I'm on the train for Brady getting 10. Will that happen? Probably not. I'd say maybe 8. He might come back for one more season or for this season. But like I said, I think it's a smart move.
Yeah, I mean, he's 44. That's that's old.
It's old, but
Uh,
not for him apparently.
so last season he led the league in passing yards and touchdowns. So he's not showing like any signs of slowing down at all. This I would say this is one of his best seasons in his career
Yeah, it
at
definitely. He's
44
playing
years old.
better. Yeah. Yeah.
And then his team too. They've basically brought everyone back. That
Mhm.
was a big factor because they franchise tagged Chris Godwin. Mike Evans isn't going anywhere, and that whole defense is just
Yeah.
insane.
And to add that, I was always a couple years. I mean, there was a time where I was kind of like a Brady hater, I guess you would say, because it seemed like he always had the path cleared back before Josh Allen existed and all the other Patty Mahomes and all that. In the AFC, he really had nobody to go up against. Like it was just the biggest threat was the Dolphins in week 2. Like that was it. Because he seems like he always loses to the Dolphins. I have no
Yeah.
idea how and why, but he comes to the NFC in his first year, goes to the Super Bowl in his own stadium and wins it. So at his age, I think he's playing even better because he's playing harder teams like
Hmm.
constantly, and he's not playing AFC teams like constantly in the playoffs and stuff like that. So I think it's a major flex to be able to in your first year go to the Super Bowl in the NFC coming from the AFC. Like I don't know if I mean I all props to Josh Allen and all that. If he came to the NFC, I don't know how well he would fare up because there's a lot of good defenses and a lot of offenses in the NFC. I think better than the AFC. But I mean, that is my opinion. But I think it's a major flex at 44, going on 45. He's playing the best he's played. And on top of that, in the NFC, it's just
Yeah.
mind blowing to me.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it here. His most touchdowns ever was 50 back in 2007 when Randy Moss
Mm.
when they were playing together. But his second most amount of touchdowns was this year at 44 years old with 43 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And this is the most passing yards he's ever had in his career at 44 years old. That's insane.
Major flex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't. I think it's a smart idea to come back. I mean, like you said, he's playing the best football he's played in pretty much his whole career, except for that 1 year, basically. Um, yeah, no, I think it's a no brainer to come back, and I mean, why not shoot for another Super Bowl? I mean, you have this team; they brought back everybody pretty much. Why not go for another Super Bowl?
yeah, I think he's honestly going to try to go for 10. I mean,
Hey,
I
I'll be
definitely
okay
would.
with it. I'd be like Brady, you go get 10, then let Dallas take care of it.
I'd be kind of upset. I don't like Tom Brady. I don't like teams who just come in and dominate the league for a very
Yeah,
long time. I
that's
don't like
fair.
it. It's kind of
I,
annoying.
like I said, it's not necessarily I'm a Brady fan. I'm a Brady supporter. So if he gets 10, I'd be stoked. I mean, I was upset he didn't make the Super Bowl this past year. I'm not gonna lie. Um, then again, everybody I picked in the playoffs to win lost except for San Francisco, which I was really salty about
Hmm.
because obviously they had sent Dallas home early in the first round. I was like, oh well, let them win the next game, and then when Brady plays the Rams, he can just demolish San Francisco. But no, no. So Rams did it for me anyway. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I don't know. I like the Super Bowl. This is probably one of my favorite Super Bowls in a very
that was
long
good.
time.
That was a good one.
But next topic is Aaron Rodgers re-signing with the Packers. So Aaron Rodgers, um, been rumored for the past couple years that he didn't want to be in Green Bay,
Hmm.
but I've never really, I kind of bought into them uh last off season, but then this off season came around. And I was like, I really don't think he's going to go anywhere. And then obviously they re-signed him. The financial details have not been released yet. Um, People are saying there's like $200 million 5 years, but that's not
Yeah, it
confirmed.
um actually it was 11 hours ago. Um, it did, I believe. I'm not sure if it's official, but yeah, it's around 4 years, 200 million.
Let's
Uh,
see.
and it's like including 153 million guaranteed, which is insane. If that's confirmed, it's about
I don't
153.
think it's been confirmed.
Okay, that might have been my bad. But still, I mean, it's probably going to be roughly around that if it's not confirmed. So with that, I don't like it. That's all I'm going to say. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I never bought into the rumors. I never really thought he was going anywhere.
How old is Rodgers?
He is 38.
38. Give him 4 years. He ain't no Tom Brady. They're a bunch
be.
of fools to think he's Tom Brady.
He could be good for a while.
No, he's not Tom. 4 years? The dude was talking about retirement. Like, what, last year? I mean, I know it's like there's probably a bunch of talk, but the dude was talking about retirement. I mean, he's going to have 100. If this is confirmed or it's not confirmed, it's probably around these numbers. But if he has 153 guaranteed, he's going to get that money no matter what. I'd give him a 2-year, maybe a year deal. But
I mean,
going
he just
4
had
years?
one of his best seasons.
But they're shipping off everybody. He's going to throw to a Walmart cashier. Like, he's not going to have any. I mean, like I said, if this numbers are around it, they're going to have to ship out players left and right just to be able to pay his salary. And I mean, and that's another thing. I don't get why especially quarterbacks and running backs take all the money and expect to win a championship. And they'd be like, well, guys, why aren't we not getting this far? Well, it's because you're hogging all the money. I mean, again, Tom Brady, something I respect the mess out of him for, is he took pay cuts after pay cut after pay cut so they could get players. And I know I'm not in the position, but if I was a player, I'd be like, just get me by, like, give me some money and that's it. Just give me 100,000.
Yeah.
100,000. That's all I need. But no, 200 million or circa 200 million for no, I don't like it. I don't like it. They're not setting themselves up for success.
I mean, there's been a lot of Packer news this morning. They've released Zadarius Smith, who is like a top linebacker. I think he was an edge rusher, so he was the top one of those. So they released him this morning, and then they re-signed Preston Smith. But then news came out that Devontae Adams didn't want to sign his franchise tag, so they're gonna have to do something with that. They don't really have the money to re-sign him to the money that he wants.
Yep.
So I don't know.
The thing is, if Rodgers had taken even like half of this pay cut, they would have been probably able to sign Devontae Adams, which is one of the best, if not the best, receiver in the league right now. I just don't like the deal. If around these numbers, I just do not like it. I mean, I don't like Green Bay. Period. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I never have. But even if I was a Packers fan, I would not like this deal. It's too much money, too much risk. 38 years old. I don't know. He had a really good season, but at the same time, like, you have to take in the variables of he's 38. He's
Tom
38.
Brady's
He's
44.
But he's not Tom Brady.
But
He
he
doesn't
could be.
have 7 rings. 7 rings versus what, 1?
There's outside of just the quarterback.
Yeah, I know that. But 200 million circa? I mean, I don't know.
I think it's 2 years 54. I've heard that a lot.
But still, I mean, you're signing 4 years.
I don't know. I mean, he just had one of his best seasons at 38 years old. If it is 200 billion, which I don't think it is, but if it is, that's not the smartest thing.
No.
But at the same time, like 2 years is very safe.
Yeah,
I would say
a lot safer. Yeah, I just hit CBS NFL. Rodgers agreed to a 4-year deal with 200 million, making him the highest paid NFL
When was
player.
that?
It was like the yesterday, 253, I think.
Okay.
somewhere around there. Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
because so the day that the news released that he was resigning, there was he called. Do you know Pat McAfee?
yes.
So Aaron Rodgers called Pat McAfee and told him that he was resigning with the Packers, but the financial deals had not been um, talked about yet.
Okay.
But then that day, news released that there was like a $200 million contract,
Got you.
but that
Got you.
wasn't true.
Got you. Okay.
So, but that could be true since it was yesterday.
Yeah. But I mean, still, I mean, it's going to be around that, no doubt. I mean, if they can't sign Devontae Adams, I mean, that just kind of gives a little bit more science. But I mean, I think quarterbacks kind of get overpaid. I know they're like one of the most essential player on the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
But even Dak Prescott's contract, I think is too high. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. I think take pay cut, get better players, get more.
And then
ring.
you look at Patrick Mahomes in, I don't know, a few years, he's not going to have anyone on his team because he's taking all of the salary.
And I mean, and you look at it, he had that massive contract. I think he was the highest paid player in the NFL, and he's kind of fallen off. I mean, I'm not saying he's washed or anything. Don't get me wrong, but this past season, he was kind of
He was pretty good.
He was, but he wasn't Patty Mahomes. It wasn't Super Bowl Patty. But
Yeah, but
kind of fallen off. Sometimes I think players just kind of get a little fat.
for stuff like that, you kind of have to watch the games to see like what's happening because
yeah.
a lot of the picks that he threw is because his receivers like didn't catch it.
I mean, and also that goes along with the fact that his contract. I mean, you can sign more players, less contract, but I mean,
Yeah, but even like his best receiver, Tyreek Hill,
yeah,
like caused a lot of the interceptions.
So
stats don't really tell everything.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was just saying, like, I was watching some of his games, and it looked a little scary if I was a Chiefs fan.
Yeah, but I think next year he'll bounce back. Back to
Aaron Rodgers. I hope Aaron Rodgers doesn't. I don't
really like Aaron Rodgers, but he's good. He's good.
Yeah, he's good. I would give him in the top 5, but I wouldn't.
He only had 4 interceptions last year,
which is actually a pretty good flex. Not gonna lie.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But no, I hope he has a terrible year. That sounds so bad, but
4 interceptions. That was his lowest amount, or tied for his lowest amount in his whole career. So,
wow, pretty good team.
In 16 games. 17?
17, yep. This past year is 17.
Yeah. Yep. All right, so that's Aaron Rodgers. I guess we'll see about that. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of risky just because how are they going to bring back Devontae Adams now that he doesn't want to sign franchise tag?
He's going to be playing with cashiers from Target and Walmart.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. And it's not the same cashiers from Walmart and Target that Brady was playing with during the Patriots.
Those were like managers.
Yeah, those are the managers. The DMs. These are just like nobodies off the streets for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. So, Amari Cooper. News came out Saturday. News came out Saturday that he was traded to the Cleveland Browns for a 4th and a 6th.
5th and a 6th.
So basically, the Cowboys traded Amari Cooper and a 6th to the Browns for a 4th and a 6th. So they only got a 5th.
5th and a 6th round pick.
Okay, so they only got a 5th back for someone that a couple years ago they traded a 1st round pick for, and he only got better.
Yeah,
it's one of the. That's one of the stupidest trades I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That was awful.
I'm gonna go ahead and speak on it. I didn't know if you were going to say anything, but I am very, very salty about it. Mm-hmm. And I was watching Colin Cowherd, and he was talking about it, and Skip Bayless was talking a little bit about it this morning, and I was watching a little bit of it, and I'm a little bit more at peace with trading. Amari, I mean, there was times where just wasn't consistent. He didn't show up, but then some games he would show up and would be like the best receiver in the league. But he had more of bad games this season than what he
Yeah,
had good, and that's cool and all. That's cool. I mean, receivers are going to go ups and downs. I mean, that's just kind of what it is. I mean, not every receiver does that, but I'm less salty that we traded him, but I am more salty about what we got for him. Like you said, we traded a first round pick for him, what, 3 years ago?
mhm.
Something like that? And we get a 5th and a 6th round? Like, we could have negotiated. I mean, and the problem is Jerry and his son kinda devalued his worth by saying, "Oh, we're just gonna cut him,"
Yeah.
because that was the original deal, that we're just gonna cut him, and that devalued him. But I don't even think they even tried to negotiate. We could have gotten a safety, we could have gotten another receiver, we could have gotten we could get a water boy. I would be happy with a water boy, but 5th and 6th round pick, like,
I mean, I think they could have traded for Jarvis Landry because they just released Jarvis Landry today.
yeah, I mean, I would take Jarvis Landry, oh my word,
Yeah,
yes.
he's pretty good, or not. He's alright.
He's
He's okay.
average. Yeah, but it's better than a 5th and 6th round pick. I mean, not saying, like, anything about 5th and 6th round. I mean, Brady was drafted in 6th round, but no. At least, like I said on my podcast the other day, at least get a 3rd round pick. Like, at least a 2nd, a 3rd. I'd even settle for a 4th. But a 5th and a 6th is just not his worth. I mean, he was one of I mean, I wouldn't say he was a top 5 receiver. I'd say he was top 15 potentially over the past 3 years or so.
Mhm.
But a 5th and 6th round pick does not do that justice. And I don't know, it just kind of goes back to our front office is just trash. And I mean, as long
Yeah.
as Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones is at the helm of the Dallas Cowboys, they keep screwing our chances at getting a Super Bowl because he's wasted Tony Romo's talent. He's kind of wasting Dak Prescott's talent. I'm not salty they traded him. I'm just salty about the result.
Yeah, so I think they could have at least gotten a 3rd round for him. If
Yeah.
if they didn't say that they were just gonna release him, they could have gotten, like, a 1st or a 2nd round for him, for
Maybe like a
sure.
late first round. Yeah, no, I'd be
Yeah,
happy with that.
but, like, they just completely messed up. Like, if I was teams, I wouldn't even try to trade for him. I mean, there's more risk with that because then it's like, is he gonna sign with us?
Yeah,
Like, I
that's
don't think Amari Cooper would have signed with the Browns, honestly.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
Um,
I
so
don't
I
know. I think it
but
was a big mistake.
it's like Denver. It's a steal. I mean, Amari is okay. I mean, he's a good receiver. I wouldn't say he's the best receiver, but they definitely won that trade.
Yeah, and I heard that there was a fight after the playoff game that they lost in, but there was a fight between Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, and then, like, a full on I don't know if it was, like, full on fight or if it was just words, but there was a fight.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I had not a clue about that. Wow,
yeah,
that kind of changes things, but um,
yeah.
they definitely won the trade. Browns
Mhm.
hands down won the trade.
Oh, yeah, because the Cowboys just swapped a 6th round pick and got a 5th for Amari Cooper.
Um,
Yeah. Alright, so next topic, we'll go with Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup just signed a 5-year,
mhm.
$32 million deal
Was it
after
30?
tearing his ACL.
Um, I think it's a pretty good deal. Not gonna lie. Um, no, I mean, like you just said, he tore his ACL, which some players do come when they come back. It's kind of worse. Yeah,
$62.5 million.
that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say is it 62, but I might have been wrong.
Good grief.
I've looked at some reports and they were saying that it's actually a steal at wide receiver number 2. That's actually pretty good because we're going to be moving CD Lamb to obviously first receiver. I mean,
Mhm.
CD's already a beast in his rookie year, and but Michael Gallup, I think it's a good deal. I think it's more a risky deal. I think keeping Amari would have been better, but obviously we couldn't keep Amari because we would have had like a 20 million cap hit, and it might have been a little bit extra money. I don't know if I would give him 62. The 30 sounds really nice. The 30 that you said, that sounds real nice.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen from reports, that is actually pretty much of a steal at getting that. I don't know. I mean, when he was healthy, he was actually really good. He made a lot of clutch plays. I don't know if as many clutch plays as Amari made, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. I don't know about
So in 2019, he had a 1,000-yard season, and that's like the point where you're a good receiver.
Yeah.
Last year he tore his ACL 9 games into the season, which obviously he was like the third string, behind Amari and CeeDee Lamb. So he wasn't, but like in 2020 he was the third string. So I think he got 843 yards. That's like almost 1,000 yards.
Yeah, that's a third string.
So, but there's also the thing where he tore his ACL, and no one really knows how that's going to affect him. Because sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't for players.
Sometimes they get better and all, and I don't know. And it's kind of a tricky situation. I mean, like you keep Amari, you go past your 20 million cap hit. You keep Gallup, it's kind of a risk. So I guess they just went with the middleman, but I don't know. I don't know about this one.
Yeah.
I would have to see how time tells about that. But
Yeah, I mean, I think if the Cowboys' offense is still slow this year like it was last year, they have to fire Kellen Moore.
oh,
They have to.
absolutely. I want more gone. Oh my word! Don't even get me started with that.
Yeah.
I was praying and hoping the Dolphins were stupid enough to give him the head coach position, but obviously they didn't. So I'm sad about that.
I think the whole Cowboys coaching staff, except for Dan Quinn, needs to be gone.
Oh yes,
Because
yes,
Dan
please.
Quinn came in, he like completely changed the defense, but the offense
Oh yeah,
was
yeah. He got
awful.
assistant coach of the year. Yeah, no, I love Dan Quinn. I absolutely love him.
And plus Bobby Wagner too.
Potentially, yeah, potentially coming to the Cowboys.
Yeah, because of
I'm
Dan Quinn.
stoked. I'm stoked for that. Him and Micah Parsons. Yes, dynamic right there. And I'd honestly, you said about the coaching staff needs to be gone. I'd honestly would like Tony Romo to be on the staff. I don't know if I would have went him on offense or as the head coach, but he definitely could develop Dak.
Yeah, I would start him off as like a quarterbacks coach and see how he does.
No, I don't know. I would like to see Tony on the staff.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I mean, I've talked to people. I've been out and about in public, and I obviously repping Cowboys, and I've actually talked to just strangers, and I was talking about the coaching staff, and everybody wants Tony Romo as the head coach or offensive coordinator. But I definitely see what you mean, like just to feel it out, make sure he knows what he's doing. Obviously, he does, but yeah, I'd like Tony Romo. There was reports potentially Sean Payton coming back to Dallas. I don't know if that's going to happen next year because obviously he can't sign a deal this year. But I don't know if that's going to happen. But I'd definitely be okay with it over Mike McCarthy. But
yeah, that would be like Mike McCarthy and then Sean Payton.
Sean Payton, yeah.
Yeah.
Just have Belichick come over, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. As an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So let's go next topic. Let's go with Cliff Kingsbury.
Okay.
So Cliff Kingsbury, I'm a Cardinals fan. He's been the head coach for a couple years now, and this past year we were like 10-0. In the second half of the season, it just went like down a cliff. And that's coaching. Like that's not the players, that's coaching. I think Cliff Kingsbury really needs to be fired. Like, okay, not after the season because he actually had an okay season. But if next season the same thing happens, he definitely needs to be fired because he's not that good of a coach.
I think it's more of a safe, kind of how the Cowboys did. Mike McCarthy was a safe pick. It's like we had a potential at Urban Meyers, but Mike McCarthy, you knew where he stood, and I side with you. I watched some of the Cardinals games, and it was just the first season. It was great. It was kind of like the Cowboys. The first part of the season, dynamic, and then it kind of just like, is this the same team we're watching? And
Yeah.
like you said, it has everything to do with coaching. Kellen Moore fell off, Mike McCarthy fell off, and so did Cliff Kingsbury. And I definitely side with you. I think they should go with maybe a little bit more of a dynamic coach. I mean, yeah, that comes with a little bit more risk, but in the NFL, risk is more on your side, I guess. I mean, you look at Patty Mahomes with his insane behind the back throws, over the head 360. Everything he does is risk, but it fakes out the defenders and all. And it's risky, but he sees results. And yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
so
think the same
Cliff
thing.
Kingsbury coached Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech,
Mhm.
and then I think literally that season we hired him, and he's just not been a good coach.
Yeah,
He's
no.
just not been a good coach, and like the drafting hasn't been that good either. So I just really don't. I don't know. I wish we would fire him. I wish we fired him last season
But
because
you
there's a
don't
lot
like,
of good coaching options out there.
mhm.
So
Yeah, like you were saying, with Arizona, last year or 2019, he was 5-10, and then in 2020, he was 8-8, and just.
yeah,
I mean, 2018 with the Texas Tech 5-7, 2017 he was 6-7. I don't know about that.
yeah.
I
I
don't know
don't
if
know
I would have
why
hired
we
him.
hired him in the first place.
I didn't know his record was that bad.
Yeah, like if
Oh,
you don't
excuse
do
me.
good at Texas
2019,
Tech,
2019 he was 5-10-1. Sorry, didn't know that. Which is even better. You'll had a tie,
yeah,
or Texas Tech had a tie, or no, Cardinals had a tie, not Texas Tech. Sorry, I can't
yeah,
read.
yeah. I don't know why in the world we hired him. It makes no sense to me because I don't even think he was that good with Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback.
I mean, 5-10? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, and Texas Tech, they barely ever play.
Anybody?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why we hired him. I
Kind of
hope
like
he.
Clemson. It's kind of like Clemson.
Yeah, so Clemson actually does good because
Yeah,
they
but
have a
they
good
play
coach.
nobody.
Yeah,
Hint,
yeah.
hint. Trevor Lawrence. I mean, what?
What?
Nothing.
Yeah. So I don't know. I wish we would fire him. I hope he does bad this season so we can fire him.
It's like, guys, I want you to go 0-17 so we can fire the
I kind of do though with the first pick.
coach. That's gonna be my
So
prediction for like the worst team is the Cardinals now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I I don't know. I think we'll go like 5-12.
Mhm.
Well, I think that's like our floor. I think our ceiling could be like 12-5.
No.
So like reversed. um, yeah. Keeping with the Cardinals, let's go to Kyler Murray for our
Okay.
last topic.
I his ceiling is only as high as long as Cliff Kingsbury is there. He's not going to be a Super Bowl caliber quarterback as long as, like you were saying, as Roper's just saying, Cliff Kingsbury. So I think if you get more of a dynamic coach,
Mhm.
you can elevate that. I mean, you have DeAndre Hopkins, you got Kyler Murray. I don't know who you have at or running back, but your offense isn't that bad. It's not horrible. It's just your coaching.
Yeah, I mean the offensive line needs help, but outside of that, I mean we had AJ Green who wasn't terrible last year, and we had Christian Kirk who wasn't that he was like average last year.
Did AJ Green resign, or is he still under contract?
I think he is for one more year.
Okay, so you have DeAndre Hopkins, you got Green, Kirk.
Yeah.
He was
Well,
out.
no, no,
He's
he's a
gone.
free agent.
Okay, so I mean, you have a 1-2 punch with Hopkins and AJ Green. I don't remember your tight end. Last I remember, tight end was
Zach Ertz,
okay. Yeah,
which we
so you
just
have Zach
re-signed him.
Ertz. Yeah, and I mean, running back's not super important right
James
now.
Conner. Yeah, he's
James
pretty good last year.
Okay, so you have a good team. I mean, you have okay. I mean, like you said, your offensive line, that's kind of how we are in Dallas. Our offensive line sucks, but coaching, that all comes down to that.
Yeah.
And you have great start of the season, and then what happened? I mean, you lose your determination, you lose your discipline, and that falls all. It seems like it's unfair to say, "Oh, it all falls down on the coach," and it not always does, but
But it
most
did
of the
this
time
year.
it does. Yeah, and I know Kyler Murray's supposed to be the topic, but Cliff Kingsbury needs to be gone in
Hmm.
order for this team to excel because y'all are playing like Madden out here. You got Zach Ertz, you got Hopkins, you got AJ Green, you got Kyler Murray. You got a good team, and your defense isn't too bad either.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
We need a coach that.
if you're playing Madden and you have a 99 overall team, but you lose 0 to 57, well, the problem's not your team; it's the user. And in
Yeah.
this case, the user is the coach or your front office.
Yeah. We need a coach who knows how to use a player like Kyler Murray. Because Kyler Murray, I hear a lot of bad stuff about him, but he is very good
Mhm.
if they learn how to use him and they put a good offensive line with him.
Yeah, you got
And he
he
stays
has
healthy
to have a little
too.
bit more room, like a little bit more room to run. Like
Yeah.
you can't have 2 seconds to throw the ball. You need at least like Tony Romo back in the day had like 7 seconds where he didn't even move,
Hmm.
and no wonder why the offense was so dynamic back then in like 2014. He had like 10 seconds just to chill and be like, okay, well, we'll just.
Yeah.
But no, Kyler Murray's running for his life. I mean, no, yeah, they just.
And I hear a lot of trash talking about him, but it's not his fault at all. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes because one game he's really good, the next game he's not. Like this season, he started out hot. He got like 4 touchdowns one game, and then he kind of slowed down a little bit. And then once DeAndre Hopkins went out, he was not that good. But then he didn't have anybody
Yeah, I
because
mean
AJ Green was out, I think.
that's when it doesn't really fall onto the coach. It falls onto your backups,
Yeah.
and actually, it kind of does fall on your coaching staff because you're not prepared for Hopkins to be out. You should have scouted in free agency. Should have scouted better in your draft to have better backups. I mean, for goodness sake, Gallup was a nobody. Gallup was absolutely nobody. But when he came into his rookie year, he had to step up, and the dude got a $62 million contract like 2 years later.
Yeah.
So that also falls down on your scouting team, but also on your coaching staff. Why Kyler Murray didn't have a good rest of the season because they didn't have good backup receivers, and
Mm.
that falls back on them.
I don't know. I mean, Kyler Murray's good. There's a lot of I'm
I
gonna
think
say it again. There's a lot of trash talk about him, but
if
he's
he's
good.
put in an environment to win, take Brady, going to Tampa. Tampa had nobody really. Had Mike Evans. That's pretty much it. But they put him in a environment to winning, to get a Super Bowl. They put him in an environment to win.
Yeah.
Kyler
Well,
Murray isn't really in an environment to win with that
yeah.
coaching staff because not only does it go with talent, it goes with coaching.
Yeah. And plus, everybody's kind of getting old. Like Andrew Hopkins is getting old. He's
Zach Ertz,
really good, but Zach Ertz got signed to a 3-year deal, and he's like 32,
yeah, he's getting up there.
so he's not himself anymore. And then um,
AJ Green,
James Conner.
James Conner.
James Conner was really good last year when we didn't have Kyler Murray because of
Mhm.
injury, so he was really good. Um, and then AJ Green is getting old too.
Yeah, I
So
think his talent was wasted with Cincinnati.
yeah,
Went with Andy Dalton.
the Red
I can't believe
Rifle.
he's still in the league. Oh my word! I thought he was going to be good with Dallas, but absolutely not. Complete trash, and he's always been trash. But yeah, his talent was definitely wasted. And then I think Zach Ertz was wasted also back in Philadelphia.
I mean, he won a
I
Super Bowl.
despise the Eagles, but they definitely wasted his career.
I mean, they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but it was luck. It was definitely all luck. I mean, look at Nick Foles now. He's a piece of garbage. Like,
Is he even
no.
on a team?
I think he's on the Bears, or last time I heard he was on the Bears.
Oh,
Yeah, but I mean, you have Justin Fields, which
I don't know.
I mean, Justin Fields didn't have a great season because I mean he came in like week
But
4
it's
as a
his
starter.
team
Yeah,
and his coaching.
But I mean, Justin Fields is way better than Nick Foles anyway. So
Yeah.
uh, yeah, no, Nick Foles. I think they just got lucky, and because they beat Brady, right? Yeah, in that Super Bowl they beat Brady, and I think they just kind of got a little lucky on that one. I don't know. They got one Super Bowl. They probably never get one again. Thank goodness, because I
I hope not.
despise the
I don't like
Eagles.
the Eagles either.
I think everyone in the NFL despises the Eagles
Yeah.
more than the Cowboys, actually.
I would say so.
Because I mean, we're loved. We're America's team. Eagles is America's dump. That's all I have to say.
No one likes the Eagles.
I mean, they burned down their own city. Like, good
Yeah.
grief. Learn how to celebrate, man.
I don't know. The Cardinals need to draft better, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, if we can get some better drafting, some better signing, like we haven't done anything in free agency today, except for re-sign James Conner.
And Ertz.
Yeah, but
I don't know if I would have done, to be honest. I mean, yeah, he's a veteran and all that.
yeah, and we
But
also had a pretty good other tight end, Max Williams.
and also, I mean, I know he's not like a number one like star right now, but Blake Jarwin from the Cowboys is going to free agency, and you could he's young, he's talented, he's athletic. You
Yeah,
could
he's
have picked
pretty
him
good.
up, and he would have been really good to fit in the Kyler Murray process. Because I mean, just how his game kind of matches Dak's a little bit. He's a little bit more mobile, but he would definitely fit in the environment there. And he's young. He's a good pass blocker too.
Yeah, and Kyler Murray, people are already kind of giving up on him.
Really, I mean, well, he's been in the league how long? Like 3 years? 3 years?
He was drafted, 3 years.
So, I mean, he hasn't had a lot of progress, but again, that doesn't all fall on him. Yeah, he has a little bit of fault there, but it doesn't all fall on him. It falls on his receivers and his coaching staff.
Yeah, let's look at his stats real quick. Probably should have already done this. Spelled that wrong. Kyler Murray. So he was out for a couple games this year. I know that much.
But he had
Because of
24 touchdowns.
his ankles. His
Yeah.
ankles. But last year was his first full season with a good receiver. He had 26 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. That's not
It's not horrible.
great, but that's not
he-
terrible.
I mean, he almost had 4,000 yards too.
Yeah. And
3,000
then
yards,
rushing, let's see, last year he almost had 1,000 yards rushing.
which is insane.
Yeah.
He likes to run.
Let's see. Then this year he had 14 games, which is 3 less than he could have had. And he had 24 touchdowns and 10 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think he's on an upward trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
He just needs some help.
I just there was an article underneath my iPad, and was saying something about Joe Burrow. And honestly, I compare Kyler Murray and Joe Burrow kind of as the same person because their game is kind of the same. But you look at Joe Burrow, he has Chase, who's younger, more athletic. He's in an environment to win. His offensive line is actually decent. So I mean, I think it goes along. If you give Kyler somebody who's younger, more athletic than DeAndre Hopkins, give him a better offensive line.
Yeah.
Those
Joe
24
Burrow,
touchdowns and 10 interceptions would go higher, and I think the interceptions would go lower.
I mean, Joe Burrow had 3 other pretty good receivers. He had T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, and there's someone else that I can't think of. But I mean, their games are kind of similar, but Kyler Murray definitely rushes a lot more.
Yeah, he does.
And he's shorter. He's very short.
he's like 5'10". He's like my height.
Yeah, he's 5'10".
But yeah, I kind of compare them the same, but I mean, like in general, they're pretty much the same. So if you put all the Cardinals have to do is just look at Cincinnati and look at what they did, and just copy it. It's a copy and paste league. That's pretty much all it is.
Cincinnati also is like a top 10 pick. Had a top 10 pick this year, and we don't.
Well, trade.
Who?
Hopkins.
No.
Trade him.
No.
You can get way more. But you can get
Hopkins is really good.
you could at least get a first round and 2 second rounds. There's 3 picks right there.
But like DeAndre Hopkins,
He's old.
he's not that old. He's not that bad.
Didn't he have a couple injuries this past year?
Yeah, he was pretty injured this year.
So
But
he's a little older.
I mean, I think if he does,
Trade Zach Ertz.
I think if he does better this year, then he's safe. But I think if he does bad again or gets injured a lot, then I think we should consider trading.
Okay,
DeAndre.
I'll give you that. Wait for this year. Does bad, boot him. Get a first
That's what I would
round,
say.
second round,
Yeah,
and copy and paste what Cincinnati did, what Chiefs did, or just look at Brady. I mean, just do what he did, and
retire.
no, not
Back
that.
2 months later.
Like the staff do what they did with Brady. Like bring in good players. Don't necessarily bring in Antonio Brown, which I don't. And that might help. I don't know, but
Please no, please no.
just I mean, it's a copy and paste league. I mean, that's all it is. It's a copy
We just need to draft better players because we
Better.
need younger players.
do better in free agency. Do something with that offensive line. Just don't make him run. Poor guy. No wonder why he was injured so much. He's running
Yeah.
for his life.
Well,
mean,
I
that's
also saw that he got injured with his ankle, and then
Mhm.
when he came back, he wasn't really the same player.
Usually that what happens with ankle problem. I mean, you look at Dak. Dak was a lot more mobile in his first couple years, and then after that horrendous injury, he's not running as much, and it scares
Yeah.
the living daylights out of me when he runs. I'm like, no, slide, please, don't, no.
Yeah, it's
But
like Joe Burrow.
yeah, I was like, don't do that.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's not
I'm excited to see how this year's going to play out.
yeah, it's going to be a good season, I think. Well, Cowboys, I'm very scared. For the first time, I'm actually kind of scared about how we're going to do. I don't know. If we can get Bobby Wagner, I think our defense will be fine. In the draft, we needed to get some offensive linemen and pray it helps and they're good.
I heard that they were they were allowing Lyle Collins to seek a trade.
Yep.
So
Kind of happy about that. He had a lot of flags this past year. So I'm kind of happy about that. And I was looking at an article, I think it was Adam Scheffner was saying that they're going to allow that to happen and potentially look at drafting with their first round pick. I think we have to pick 24 at looking at getting a better I don't remember what position Lyle Collins plays. It's somewhat left
like
guard,
tackle.
I think.
It
Tackle.
might be.
Whatever it is, replacing him with someone younger and probably
Yeah.
better. Not as many flags because oh my word, our team was littered with flags, and this isn't in what we were going to talk about. But we need to cut Anthony Brown. Just that's for free. I cannot stand Anthony Brown, especially in this last playoff game. It was horrendous. It was horrendous.
Yeah. And I think the Cardinals should for the first round. I think we had the 23rd pick. I think we should draft Jordan Davis, and that's not just like the Georgia Bulldogs fan in me. Jordan Davis is really good.
What position is it?
Defensive tackle.
Okay, so you help out with your defense. And
Yeah, and defense needs help
I could
because I think we're gonna lose Chandler Jones because he's in free agency and he's not. He had 4 sacks the first game and then just fell off.
So yeah, I would say draft him or focus on your offensive line. Just through the whole draft, pick all new offensive line.
Yeah.
If not all, most. I don't know how many picks you'll have, but maybe get you a star on defense and then just draft all new offensive linemen.
Yeah.
And pray that they're good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of we need a lot of help. We have a good center, Rodney Hudson from the Raiders. He is really good.
Well, okay, I rephrase. Don't count on everything on your draft. Fire your coach, then worry about the draft.
Yes, the thing. I want them to fire him this year, but they don't have a reason to.
He's trash. That's it. He's trash. I mean,
I hope they do next year, though.
I was talking to my dad about Mike McCarthy, and he's like, "What? This is his only second year, I think, or his 1st year." And like, why would you cut him? Why would you fire him? I'm like, he's trash.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
Yeah,
Kellen Moore needs to get. Cliff Kingsbury needs to get, but that's not going to happen because it's just
there's a lot.
I'd just be like, you're gone, you fired. That's it. Bye.
You know,
Good luck.
which like they're probably just kind of scared of what everyone's gonna say. Because looking at the record, I mean, he had a good season, but he didn't.
But at the same time, I mean, did y'all make the playoffs?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
we
lost your
lost
first
in the
round though.
first round.
So
Pretty sure.
there's an excuse right there.
Yeah, we
Mike
did to the wait.
Is it the Rams?
Yes, no, yeah, it was the Rams. So the
Yeah,
Rams are a good team. I didn't think we were gonna beat them. Honestly, I thought we were gonna lose.
you're like,
So
this
we
is
did.
fine.
I kind of gave up. So
Yeah, I'd fire him.
yeah,
Just pray and hope that the next coach and the front office will actually give Kyler Murray somebody, because I think Kyler Murray could get a Super Bowl. Um, I honestly do. I mean,
yeah,
but he's not going to get there until he's put in a winning environment. Whether that's going to another team, maybe that's the case. I mean, you saw that with Matt Stafford. But I mean,
yeah.
the
But
Lions had a sucky front office, and y'all got a pretty sucky front office too. So, I mean, is that
it's
with
not as
Dak
bad as the
too?
Lions,
I
though.
know, but I mean, in retrospect, y'all lost in the first round, so it might as well be like the Lions. I mean, same with the Cowboys. We might as well be the Lions. We lost in the first round. I mean, if you don't get to the Super Bowl, I mean, you're as good as the Lions. You went home early. You don't have a Super Bowl. So, I mean, is that with Dak Prescott too? Would he be better in, I don't know, Arizona? Could he prosper better? Maybe so. I mean, that's what happened with Matt Stafford. I mean, you see that sometimes with other quarterbacks. I mean, Brady's going to be good wherever he goes. Just
Yeah, I mean,
because.
I was thinking the other day. I've heard a lot of Cardinals fans saying that they wouldn't mind a Deshaun Watson for Kyler Murray trade.
Mhm.
I don't know how I would think about that. I
I don't know
think
either.
I'm kind of neutral about it. Like, I'd be happy either way
No,
because Deshaun Watson's proven, and he'd be going back with DeAndre Hopkins.
no. But he also hasn't played in like what, 2 years? Or was it just a year? One of
Yeah,
the two.
I think
One
it
or
was a
2 years.
year.
I don't know. And also, there's reports Colin Kaepernick might be coming back. Don't know about that. I mean, he was But see, the people made this political. But the bottom of the line is he was trash as a in general.
Yeah, and he like trashed on the NFL, so how would they ever bring it back?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. So
and he's not good.
watch him get signed by Arizona. Kyler Murray gone. Colin Kaepernick starting quarterback number
I
one.
probably wouldn't be a fan of the Chargers.
Everybody would be like, "Nope, I'm out. Peace
Yeah,
out, man." Oh man,
that would
no.
be awful.
Put him in a winning environment, Kyler.
Hmm.
Get you a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
That's what I say.
yeah. Well, I think that about does it for the Footcast for the first ever episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, we'll try to do maybe one of these a week,
Yeah,
every other week, something like that.
that's fun.
We'll
And
see.
check out the Kidwell Show.
Yeah, check out the Kidwell Show.
Just
You
Luke
can
Joyner
find it somewhere.
somewhere on YouTube. I don't know, somewhere on Black Market or something.
All right. Well, that about. I just realized what you said. I just realized what you said. Oh man, that about does it for the podcast, though. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.